At this point in the election, the race is very tight. The polls are shifting, it seems like day by day, minute by minute. Although Harris is leading the national polls right now, Trump appears to be growing his lead in the overall forecast. Our partners at Decision Desk headquarters now have him at a 54% chance of winning the presidency. Just a month ago, his chances were at 45%. And driving that polling is the swing states. I want you to take a look. This is an aggregate of polls. President Trump holds a lead in all the major swing states, but that margin is razor thin in the blue wall states. Joining me now, the head of Decision Desk HQ, our partners covering this race for us, Drew McCoy. Drew, good morning to you. Kurt Bardello was taking a swing a moment ago saying that he knows the polls are wrong. There's certainly a lot more to it, and we trust your numbers going into it. Explain to me this forecast and how you guys get to where we're at right now.
Sure. Good morning. Yeah, everybody expects the polls to be wrong to some degree. Polling errors are very common. All polls come with a margin of error, so that should be considered when you're looking at a poll. The question is, which way will it break? Sometimes it's broken in terms of underestimating Republicans, as we've seen in 2016 and 2020, and sometimes it's the Democrats that are underestimated. So we expect to see the polling error. We just won't know which way, unfortunately, until the votes are counted, and then we'll find out afterwards. As for the forecast itself, polling is certainly an important part of it, especially as we get closer to it. Polling historically becomes more predictive the closer you get to an event. But we also focus on things like past results, voter registration. The fundamentals of a state get factored in as well. So it's a balance between a number of factors, several hundred actually.
And in terms of the pollsters, what's the way or ways, the tools you all are using to reach out to people? I mentioned a moment ago, I'm getting endless texts every day, but what is the most accurate and reliable way to get the temperature of voters?
I think if you knew that, you can make a lot of money doing polling. And so it really is a bit of an experiment, and different pollsters use different methods, which, can be considered a good thing. So you're getting a mix of things and not sort of going down one path that may not be the correct one. So using things like voter files to contact registered voters, it used to be you would call landlines, just randomly dial to get a random sample of the population. Now you're trying to get something a little closer to that. Obviously, younger voters aren't on landlines, so you're going to, try texting to get to that. You'll try online panels. So you look at polls that generally have a mixed methodology of how they reach out to voters. But again, this is something that's in progress. Technology is moving very fast. Voter behavior is moving very quickly, so pollsters are trying to find that magic formula the best they can.
And you've always got to work in the idea that there might be spoilers, right? Political influencers trying to influence the polls one way or another. Here's Simon Rosenberg. He's a Democratic strategist. I want to get your thoughts on the other side of this.
We had confirmation this week in the national polling that in the non-red wave polls, as I call it, the non-Republican polls, the independent polls, they've stayed very steady. Kamala Harris has a modest lead nationally and is in better shape in the battlegrounds.
It benefits the party to come out and say, my candidate's doing better in the polls. How do you account for this in your model, the partisan influence?
Sure. The way we look at it, and everybody does it a little differently, is we want to make sure that the pollsters that we're bringing into our model, on our polling average rather, are doing at least the bare minimums around sort of industry accepted practices. Our theory is the more polls you bring in, things kind of clear out in the wash by having the averages of them. Just because something's partisan doesn't mean it's wrong. Just because something is partisan doesn't mean it's right. So we feel, the more you can take in, the more voices. Again, as long as it meets basic industry standards, accepted practices, that's sort of our approach to trust the averages more than any individual poll saying this is right or this is wrong.
Specifically, the battleground states, 7 or so, Trump is leading, and I think about 5 of them right now, according to your polls. What are the trends you're seeing, and how much is the shift?
Yeah, you'd shown the difference in the last couple of weeks in the overall model, flipping from Vice President Harris at about 54% to former President Trump at about 54%. Thing to remember is that's still basically a toss-up. I don't think people would bet a lot of money on something happening 54 times out of 100 and feel really sort of positive that they know how that's going to come out in the end. So what it may show is some trends, some voters that previously had been undecided are sort of picking sides as we get closer. Not everyone is a political junkie that's following this for months and years on end. They start to tune in traditionally after Labor Day, but certainly as you get closer to the polling. But again, all the polling, we can talk about it, but it really is pretty well tied. It could go either way.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.